What do Mattel, Banana Republic, ButcherBox, and Glossier all have in common? They power their businesses with Shopify. Shopify is the most innovative and scaled commerce platform on the planet that also happens to have the best converting checkout on the planet. And that's no industry secret. That's Shopify. Learn more at shopify.com/enterprise.
Have you ever noticed how a calm mind can really set the stage for a good night's sleep? That's the idea behind our new podcast, Good Sleep. Greg, our host from Optimal Relationships Daily, is here to help ease you into a peaceful night's rest with some positive affirmations. And these affirmations aren't just comforting. They can help ease anxiety and nurture positive thoughts, setting you up for true good sleep. So press play on Good Sleep tonight, because a good tomorrow starts with a good night's sleep. Just search for Good Sleep in your podcast app and be sure to pick the one from Optimal Living Daily. This is Optimal Finance Daily. Simple answers to 7 common debt questions by Chelsea of smartmoneymamas.com. And I'm your host and personal finance enthusiast, Diana Merriam. Now let's get right to today's post as we optimize your life. Simple Answers to 7 Common Debt Questions by Chelsea of smartmoneymamas.com. Most financial blogs, this one included, focus on achieving a debt-free life. However, most people aren't debt-free today, and there are a lot of tough debt questions out there. There are a lot of misconceptions out there about how debt works. Understanding what to focus on and the mystery of credit score calculations is difficult. So here's a quick roundup of simple answers to 7 common debt questions. Number 1, do I need to carry some credit card debt for a high credit score? No, I'm not sure where this rumor came from, but my goodness, it needs to die. All you need for a strong credit score is a long-standing credit card that you use at least occasionally to keep it active. You can pay it off in entirety each month and never pay a dime of interest. The credit score agencies don't care whether or not the card carries a balance. I got my first credit card, a Discover Cashback card, in college. I don't use it much anymore, but I won't close it as it's my oldest reportable debt. I have it set to automatically donate money to Soldiers Angels every month to keep it active, and it supports my credit score. The main benefit of a high credit score is to allow you to get low-cost debt when you need it. For instance, when applying for a mortgage. You never want to pay high interest rates to keep the option for low interest rate debt. Plus, you don't actually need to. Number 2, will paying off my debts lower my credit score? Possibly. If you're paying off credit card debt and plan to leave the card outstanding, probably not. If you're paying off student loans or a car payment where the account will be closed after the debt is paid down, you might see a temporary decline in your score. The decline will likely be more significant if the debt you're paying off is one of your longer standing debts. Longevity of your credit history impacts your score, so closing older accounts could drop your score. In general, this shouldn't keep you from paying off your debts. According to Vantage Score Solutions, it will typically take your score around 3 months to recover from a minor event like closing an account. If you're planning on applying for a mortgage, or will otherwise need to use your credit score within the next 3 months, you could pay down the debt to a minor level, $50, and wait to completely close the account. Number 3, should I stop using credit cards completely? How's your self-control? If you have a habit of running up more credit card expenses than you can pay off each month, you might want to tuck those cards away for at least a few months. Use cash or a debit card until you can get your spending under control. Otherwise, if you spend responsibly and can pay off your balance every month, you should absolutely keep using credit cards. I pretty much exclusively use credit cards. It's so easy to track the expenses for budgeting. Most cards offer payment protection, and I love the rewards points. In my opinion, cash budgeting systems are for the birds. If you can stay on budget and avoid carrying a balance, a credit card is a great tool. Number 4, should I invest or pay down debt? Mathematically, over the long term, if your debt has an interest rate below 6%, you could focus on investing for retirement instead of paying down debt. The long-term, 30-plus year stock market return is 7%, and your net worth will be higher if you invest first and pay down debt later. However, the functional answer isn't that straightforward. Choosing whether to invest or pay down debt is about your risk tolerance. I know people who would rather pay down a 3% mortgage than invest because owing anyone money makes them uncomfortable. Alternatively, China has a problem where its citizens are borrowing money at double-digit interest rates to invest in the stock market. My rule of thumb is to first secure a decent emergency fund, then pay down high interest, like over 9% or variable rate interest debt, and then make sure you're putting away at least 10% for retirement. After that, it's up to you to decide if you want to grow your nest egg or pay down debt. The math often says invest, but if the economy turns and you're out of a job, that debt you didn't pay off could haunt you. Number 5, how often should I check my credit score? At least once a year. I check my score about quarterly, just to make sure I don't see any accounts or inquiries I don't recognize. If you're planning on applying for a new job, buying a house, or refinancing debt, I recommend checking your credit score a few months before these events. This will give you the opportunity to dispute anything on your account that you believe is incorrect and find ways to increase your score before you need it. Number 6, when should I consider debt consolidation? If after necessary living expenses and minimum debt payments, you have no income left over for debt reduction, you may want to consider a debt consolidation loan to lower your interest rates. However, if you choose to go down this route, make sure you have made real moves to change your spending habits long term. A debt consolidation loan isn't going to help you get out of debt if you keep spending more than you make. Debt consolidation loans used to be popular to help reduce complexity. When you were getting 6 different bills in the mail and had to remember to pay each one with a handwritten check, moving to one loan sometimes meant late or missed payments. But in the age of the internet, I think the reduced complexity argument is weak. In only a few minutes, you can set up auto payments for your debts. Multiple loans also mean that as you pay down the debt, you get the satisfaction of closing an account through your journey to a debt-free life. The motivation of seeing 6 accounts go to 5 is worth more than you may think. And number 7, I can't pay my student loans. What can I do? Federal student loans have options for income-based repayment plans. These plans lower your required payments in line with your current income. This also, understandably, increases the amount of time it will take you to pay off the debt. However, it still may be a good source of relief if you can't make ends meet today. Unfortunately, in most cases, student loan debt can't be discharged or canceled. Because of the option for income-based repayment, student loan debt is very hard to discharge, even in bankruptcy. You have to prove that not only can your income not pay down the debt today, but that your lifelong earning power can't satisfy the debt. I would recommend pursuing an income-based repayment plan before considering refinancing or consolidating into a private loan. Private student loans are not required to have the same borrower protections as federal student loans. You could end up even more stuck than you started. You just listened to the post titled Simple Answers to 7 Common Debt Questions by Chelsea of smartmoneymamas.com. And I'll be right back with my commentary. Buy low, sell high. Buy low, sell high. It's a simple concept, but not necessarily an easy concept. Right now, high interest rates have crushed the real estate market. Prices are falling and properties are available at a discount, which means F.I.R.E believes now is the time to expand the F.I.R.E flagship fund's billion-dollar real estate portfolio. You can add the F.I.R.E flagship fund to your portfolio in minutes by visiting fundrise.com/OFD. That's FUNDRISE.com/OFD. Carefully consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the F.I.R.E flagship fund before investing. This and other information can be found in the fund's prospectus at fundrise.com/OFD. This is a paid advertisement.
What do Mattel, Banana Republic, ButcherBox, and Glossier all have in common? They power their businesses with Shopify. Shopify is the most innovative and scaled commerce platform on the planet that also happens to have the best converting checkout on the planet. And that's no industry secret. That's Shopify. Learn more at shopify.com/enterprise.
I noticed that this article focuses a lot on questions around credit scores, and it reminds me of a time when I mistakenly overvalued my credit score. A good credit score is really only helpful when you need a loan, and in some cases, landlords, insurance companies, and employers may take a peek at it. But a dip in a credit score as a result of a good financial choice, like paying down debt or closing accounts, shouldn't affect your choices. When you make good financial choices, your credit score will reflect that over time, so don't let the tail wag the dog. A high credit score does not necessarily mean that you're financially secure, nor does a low credit score mean that you're in financial trouble. A credit score is just one aspect of your financial picture, and it's important to understand its limitations. I've since come to realize that the number that really matters is my net worth, because it's much more comprehensive and it can capture long-term trends. It's important to remember that net worth is not a static figure. It evolves over time, reflecting the cumulative result of financial decisions. Net worth encompasses savings, investments, and property, offering a nuanced gauge of financial stability, whereas a credit score really only provides insight on your ability to manage debt. But that will do it for today. Have a great day and weekend, and I'll be back here tomorrow as usual, where your optimal life awaits.